Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today we have a case study with the wonderful Gina Atkins from GWA Travel Collective. Thank you for joining us today, Gina.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we have a couple of questions for you. My first one is, where was your business before taking careers on vacation? And where are you now?
I got into the travel industry in March of 2021, and I actually found Cyndi in the fall of 2022, and I realized that there might be a chance that I wanted to do this full time. So I was an HR director by day, and I decided in January of 2023 to enroll in COV. And so at that time, doing it part time as a travel agent as a HR director, I was pulling in between like 250 to $300,000 in sales, and I decided once I started the program that I was able to quit my job and do it full time. And so, yeah, I'm almost at $500,000 year to date after 9 months of being in business, and I attribute that to the program.
That's amazing. So you were semi like experienced agents before you came into the program.
A little bit.
A little bit, a
I
little
had,
dabble.
yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. I love to hear that. What have been, I mean, you just shared your really big win, but what would you say has been your biggest win and celebration since taking the program?
I think for me, being brand new as a host agency and setting up my host agency, I have 9 agents on my team in my agency, and so that seems sometimes I don't know what's impressive and what's not impressive, but it sounds like when I talk to other people, they're like, "That's pretty impressive for your first year." So I guess I would say that that's my biggest win because I've really taken away. A lot of mentorship and transfer of knowledge, so that my teammates are set up for success, so that we can all win together.
It's wonderful. And that HR background, I think, helps you be, it sounds like a really great leader.
A little bit, I would say. Yeah, I really do. I love mentoring people and collaborating. And as you know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely sometimes. So it's nice to be able to talk about travel all day long with the gals, you know.
You also love travel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's really wonderful. We don't always get to talk or have time to talk about like the entire toolbox of things that Wanderlust Campus offers. And you were a little bit earlier on. We have like a lot more, in there now. Things like the partner portal, booking academy. We have our goal tracking tool. Um, you kind of get a lot of those tools. But what were maybe your top one or two favorite tools inside Wanderlust Campus, something that really helped you?
I mean, I think everything is so valuable and I constantly go back to things. I being a millennial, I feel like I am pretty decent at technology, but honestly, I think the social media aspect to social media is just so overwhelming because there's so much to do. So I really enjoyed and took a lot away from the social media training, with setting up YouTube and all of the Facebook pages and groups and things like that. I do love the dashboard on the homepage because I'm a numbers gal. So like I love being able to visually see my progress, because I think it's so important to celebrate your small wins. And so
So
that's just nice.
you have a lot of big wins.
Sometimes, so it's hard, it's hard to pat yourself on the back. And I think also, transitioning into the mindset training, I think is really great in the program. I don't think enough programs think about mindset when they're going in. They just think about like the tactical things that you're supposed to learn, but mindset is a huge part of it. And I think the community as well, where maybe you're having a bad day and you haven't like landed a lot of sales and you're just like, I'm feeling like a failure. And then you kind of go on the Facebook group and maybe post a little win that you have, and you see that you're inspiring other people, which kind of gives you like a little bit of a boost. And you're like, okay, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was doing. So I think the community is really, really great. But I think all of the tools are extremely, extremely valuable, and they're priceless, in my opinion. And I mean, I just signed up for Wonderlust, the Wonderlust Social. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that's been really great. So that I don't have to create things from scratch, because it's hard to do everything by yourself.
Yeah, it's hard to do and time consuming. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you really were engaged in the community a lot too, and
Yeah.
engaging with your coaches, with fellow students. Do you feel like you've kept up a lot of conversations with people in the
So
grad group? Or-
Cheryl was my coach. So it's interesting. So I feel like I got two different programs essentially, which is kind of cool, because when I started it in 2023, I didn't get to finish. And that really is kind of why I was feeling like a failure. But that's when I decided at the end of my program that I was going to resign from my job and really just give my full attention to this. So it wasn't until February, March of 2024, when I really was like, all right, I'm going to start from scratch and do this all over again. And I felt like the marketing modules were really amazing, the updated ones. And I think that was also just really fun for me to kind of learn, because that's such a huge part of your business. Um, but yeah, I like contributing in the group, and sharing, my knowledge and expertise as much as I can. So I think, yeah, it's a really great community, and I've been enjoying it a lot.
I love to hear that. So you really came at the time because we had our program and then we had like a big update to it. So you kind of got both sides of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. It was really cool. And I liked, I didn't mind starting over from scratch again, to just be like, okay, I'm in this, let's do it, like for the real 12 weeks, that I
Yeah.
should have done it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and so you have those 12 active weeks, but you have that lifetime access to the program, which comes with like all of the updates and anything new you have access to kind of as long as the program exists. So it's nice that I've heard from that from a few people of like they've go through it once and they like really throw themselves into it and then they're like, actually think I'm gonna redo it and just like really focus on those little details because there's so much information and so much content that you might miss a thing or two. And now that like you're set and settled, you're like, okay, now I can go back and almost kind of like audit your business a little bit and go like,
Yeah.
okay, what are the steps that I missed?
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt when I redid the program as well. And also just timing. I know a lot of people are doing this, part-time, and just for me, I just felt like I had more time during the day to dedicate to it, as opposed to, doing it 9, 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
after a long day of work. So, I really felt like I was able to do it at a pace, that was good for me, and revisit things as I needed to. So,
It's wonderful. I love that you had the time to do it right. And that's one thing that we say in the program a lot is like you're exactly where you need to be. Like there's
yeah,
no such thing as behind. There's no such thing as that because everybody's gonna complete it at their own pace, at their own time, in the way that it was meant to be,
yeah.
right? It sounds like that's
I know that
exactly
you
for
have
you.
said that a few times
Yeah.
in the training videos, and that really resonated with me. And when I made my announcement in the Facebook group, I actually said, just like Ryan says, you're exactly where you're meant to be. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I love that. So I've heard, now that you've kind of, you gave us a little bit of kind of those details, but now that you've been behind the curtain a little bit of COV, what would you want people who are thinking about the program or anything, what would you want them to know now that you know all the tips and tricks and you have a behind the scenes look?
Yeah, I think anyone that's thinking about the program needs to know that, you have to put the work in, you have to do the homework. And it's not just a success overnight. It's gonna take time, and I think mindset is really important. I think sometimes people might have like a victim mentality, and it really is a mindset shift, I think, that you need to take before jumping into the program, so that you feel like you have like a can-do attitude, and you're positive about everything. I think that's really, really important. And I think it's a great investment in yourself, and your business. I mean, you're going to learn so much information. It's going to be, of course, overwhelming in the beginning, but I think it's bunched together like really nicely in digestible sections, so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And I think if you're on the fence, you should definitely do it, because it's absolutely worth it, every penny, in my opinion, and more.
And that was my next question was, would you recommend COV, and specifically, why would you recommend it?
I would recommend it because I think, from my experience, so I was recruited into a very large host agency that was, an MLM. And I think that there's a lot of travel agents out there that think becoming a travel advisor, maybe they're becoming a travel advisor because someone is telling them to, and maybe they're not doing it for the right reasons. So I think COV is a great program, to really showcase the travel industry and the importance of a travel advisor. And it, to me, it just elevates your business from taking it to be small time peanuts to big time, Google SEO. People are finding you on the internet, and strangers are booking for you. You go from booking friends and family to booking for strangers, in the community and things like that. So I think it just completely elevates your game in your business, makes you look extremely more professional, and just gives you the proper tools and resources to be amazing.
I love that. Yeah, education, you can't put a price on it. My mom used to always tell me it's education's the one thing nobody can take away from you, right? So once you learn that knowledge, it's yours and you can do with it, as you will. So I love that. And so this is my last question, Gina. Is there anything that you would like to say personally to either Cyndi or the Wanderlust Campus team, kind of like your final thoughts to them?
Oh gosh. I think, well, I mean, what more can you say but thank you? I mean, I think, it's hard to put in words. I know, starting up my own host agency, I know the work that goes into creating these training videos and programs and content and PDFs. And also, I think it's difficult because the travel industry is constantly changing. So I think it's great that you guys are constantly keeping up with the trends and what's going on, so that you're not behind, which can be exhausting sometimes. So I think it's just an expression of gratitude, and understanding of how much hard work goes into a program like this. So very happy that I found you guys, and all of the hard work that you do is appreciated.
It's very meaningful. All right. Well, I will let everybody know who's watching us right now that you can visit us on careersonvacation.com/ready now to apply for the program and chat with one of our enrollment specialists. But Gina, I really want to thank you for taking the time to share your story. I'm like, I know we all are, but like, I'm super cheering you on. And
Thank
what I love
you.
about this community is that it doesn't end with just graduation, right? So like it's not like as soon as you graduate, we're like, okay, bye. It's we're continuously seeing you. You get to be in the grad group, and we're like always cheering for you and still like shouting from the rooftops when it's like your win and everything. So I'm really rooting for you and for you to continue to grow. And to everybody watching, thank you for another student case study watch, and we will see you next time. Bye.
If you like that last video, make sure you check out all the content available to you on our channel. And I invite you to follow along, travel with me around the world as I grow and scale my travel businesses. You're going to pick up some great tips, some great tricks on how you can grow your own travel brand too. I'm going to drop some links down below, and also check out these videos I handpicked just for you.